I know, I believe, I still say I believe there's somebody there outside is being touched, is being healed by this story. And many people have been pulled down by circumstances in life. I think this story will be able to pull you up and keep you standing and constant, and it's like persistent. Let us go deeply, more and more. You'll hear more. And subscribe. We love you so much. So I think this is the moment whereby now this is the time where the preacher is telling me not to listen to words, and after that there's a lot of change in my life.
And listening is do not meditate.
Do not meditate.
Do not dwell.
Do not dwell. Not in terms of don't disobey, not really, but do not dwell in those words. It will really put you down. But listen to me. But I never had, the only thing that I had was the passion that was brought in with the anger. It's like that hunger for God that was within me, but I never had that power or the strength to be able to pull myself whenever I felt I was down. At the moment I was back at home, but I felt there was part of me that was being healed, even though there was a lot of things that was taking place back at home. So this is the time when I'm also experiencing another thing that was different.
Okay.
The power of prayer.
The power of prayer.
There is so much power in prayer.
Yes.
There's so much power. This is the moment I come to realize how powerful prayer is.
How powerful.
And I think that is the moment I started like partnering with the God of the preacher. You know, when you pray, when you talk with God, it's like when you pray, it's like you're communicating with God. It's a communication between you and your Father in heaven.
Yes.
And it's like I'm interacting with the God I never knew that deeply, but there's something that I've started. There's something.
Yes.
When I was in school, this was now like an end-term examination that we did. And it's like, I was really trying. I was still stuck a little bit in 250. But this time around again, I got 250. 250, yeah, wow. 250 marks, which I was above average. And when Madam Grace, the teacher, you remember the
Swahili teacher?
That Swahili teacher. She was also good at English. And when she heard that Joel got 250, it's like 250 marks. She went, I could hear, there's a time, I don't know where I was standing, and I was listening to her talking to the teachers. And she told the teachers, this boy is going to make it.
This boy is going to make it.
He's going to make it. He's going to make it.
You overheard.
I heard her saying, this child that looks as if, looks as if this child will be able to maybe fail the examination, maybe at the end of the year, or maybe at the end of the national examination.
This big boy with an empty head.
This boy is going to make it.
Goes to make it.
It's going to make it.
Beautiful.
That thing made me to feel as if that disability is disappearing. It's like the disability that was in my mind, like I was like, I have a certain disability. But when she said that, it's like that thing is disappearing. It's
so
like
the words are very powerful.
Words are very powerful again. And I will emphasize that. So mind what you say.
Mind your words.
Mind your words. They're very powerful.
They can create or destroy.
Can create and destroy. I felt as if I'm not disabled anymore. It's like I'm capable of doing something greater than what I did.
Yeah, wow.
But you never knew that. Madam Grace, you never knew about that. You never knew what your words was creating within my life. But I'm telling you, it's like I felt the disability that I had of not knowing how to read, of not knowing even how to speak fluent Swahili. It's like was disappearing. And I felt this thing is disappearing.
No.
And I worked very hard. Very hard. I worked very hard, and I think that again, that end of the term, I got that to 50, which I was saying. I got that to 50, and it's like now I was promoted.
You are promoted.
Now in 96, that was in the year 2017 or the year 2017. I was now promoted, and getting in this class, there was now a little bit of shifting. There was a lot of things that were happening and forming within my heart. There was a lot of things that God was doing.
Wow.
Things that are very powerful, things that I can't explain. And still, my pastor, the preacher, was still excited to what was happening. And it reached a time now. There's a time now. It's like I'm losing one. But there's a time I remember. After now being encouraged by now, there's a time also before even we closed the school or going to the holiday. The teacher came in and embraced me, Madam Chris. She came in and embraced me. And this time again, I'm feeling as if it's like there's something that is happening. It's making me to improve.
You feel appreciated.
I felt appreciated. And if all teachers can be that way, they can bring in leaders.
Yes.
They can bring up leaders to change the society. They can bring up
or
leaders.
even discover some hidden talents in the children.
Exactly. To bring great people in the society. Yeah, exactly. And after that, there's a moment I'm getting also to 50. I was promoted now to 36. And there was a lot of things that God was doing. And back at home, I remember, it's like there's a time, it was on Sunday, and it's like my being appreciated at the church by my father, who was now at the church, now the preacher, and the father who we were at home now.
Yes.
You know, when I was looking the love there at the church and what was happening here, it brought in rebellion. It's like I started rebelling. And it's like
because in one place you are loved,
yes,
and
exactly.
the other place you feel you're not appreciated.
Yes, exactly. And I felt as if I cannot value this. I value this. And so that brought in rebellion and pride within me. So there's a time. This now, the moment when I started praying, there was a lot of things that were shifting, and there was some of the things that God started adjusting within my life.
Yes, through the prayer.
Just through the prayer. And it's in that level that I was in. It's just the same level that I was in. So there's a time God brought me a vision. And this is the first time God is talking to me through a vision.
The very first time.
The first time. God confronted me with a vision. And I remember it was on a Saturday night when I saw the vision. I was in a certain room, but the room was completely disorganized. It's like, it's dirty everywhere.
Okay.
It's full of papers, it's mess everywhere. And I was seeing rats running in the same house. And it's like, it was completely dirty and disorganized, messed up. I'm telling you, at that same moment I was coming out of the house, and when I was coming out of the house I realized I was having big horns. Big horns. It's like
2 big horns,
like a bull, but this one was too huge. And even I could not come out of the house because it's like I'm trying to come out. I'm trying to come out of the house.
You cannot get through the door.
I could not get through the door
because of the horns.
Because of the door of the horns, and it's like I'm stuck inside.
You're trying to get yourself out.
Maybe try to fix my horns to
get
through the door fast, so that my body can go through. So I was like, I'm having huge horns. They're huge, and extremely huge than those one of bulls.
Oh my goodness!
And I was asking myself, how will I become normal again? So they're huge. They've come out of the head, and it's like, how will I become normal again? It was really hard, and it's like I was afraid. I was terrified. I was completely terrified, and I woke up that day. It's like I woke up like I was like, I was in a shock. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but I woke up very quickly, and I started touching my head. And I was like,
because
okay, I'm okay.
The vision was so real.
It was real, and it was on a Sunday morning. I remember that day we were not in a good terms with my mom.
Yes.
I went to the church, and the dream was terrifying, such that I could not wait for the service to end. When I entered the church, I went to the preacher, and I sat with him down and told him, hey, there's a vision that I've seen. And he was like listening to me, listen to me carefully.
Wow.
I never knew that God was talking in him when he listens to my vision.
Yes.
I never knew. So what he told me, it's exactly what was happening at home.
Wow. Wow.
So he told me, it's like, Joel, you really have to go and talk with your mom. You really have to go and apologize to maybe what the mistakes that you have been doing to your mom and all the things that you have been doing at home, your behavior back at home.
Hey, the
you
signs
really have
you are
to
becoming
change.
rebellious.
Yes, exactly. You really have to change. And the moment he told me that way, it's like I was within my heart. I was telling myself, do I know how to apologize really? It's like apologizing was never in my world.
Yeah.
It's like this is a different thing you're telling me. Apologize.
What is an apology? You don't.
What is that? It's
It was not in your world.
It was never in my world. Apology, or apologize to the person. It was never
Never
in
knew
my
how
world.
to start, where to start.
I never knew how to start. I never knew where to start.
So never said it before.
After the service, I never said it before. So after the service, now we are going home. Now going home, on the road, my mom was like far away. We were like, no, because we never had that. No, at that time we never.
The relationship was not very good.
Not good. And it's like at that morning, it's like there's something she told me, and it's like I never heard her. I never listened, and that thing really made her to be angry. And we are walking, and along the road, she's very far, and I was now where I was now at that time, the distance that I was in now. I was asking myself, how will I start telling my mom I'm sorry that I did this and that and that? It's like the preacher told me, evaluate yourself first and try to maybe apologize to your mother in those areas. Maybe she will hear you.